Hello, crafty friends. It's Maria Robinson, Stamping Simply with Maria. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I have a great card tutorial to share with you today, and I'm so excited to get started. But before I get started with that, I did want to remind you about the In Color Starter Kit promotion that Stampin' Up! Has going on right now until the end of May, May 31, 2022. In case you missed it, I did post a video on it if you want to go back and look at that, so you can see all the products that you'll get in this starter kit. For $99, when you join Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator, you would get to choose $125 worth of product. In addition to that, you'll also get the In Color Starter Kit, which includes grid paper, 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock in the new In Colors, a whole pack of 6x6 designer series paper, again also in the In Colors, and a ink pad in each of the new In Colors, which are Sweet Sorbet, Tahitian Tide, Orchid Oasis, Starry Sky, and Parakeet Party. And I'll tell you, I'm really loving the new colors. They're so bright and cheerful, and I've made a couple of cards with those, and I can't wait to share those with you soon. If you'd like to become a demonstrator, basically all that means is you sign up to get a discount, which is how I started. So if you're interested, though, you can find my information to get in touch with me. Either it's here, you can see that, or you can look below the video in the description and you'll have all my contact information there. I'd be happy to help you get started and on your way to stamping and earning a discount by purchasing products that you're already purchasing. So let's set this aside and we'll get started on the project. For today's project, I will be using, excuse me, I just dropped something, sorry about that. It's He's the Man designer series paper. It comes in 12 by 12. I'll put these aside. I've already started cutting it up. As you can see, I've used quite a few sheets already. And so these are the ones that come in the package. Like I said, I've used quite a bit, so you know, there's a few sheets missing. And then they're double-sided, really nice for the man in your life. And I think I failed to mention, but we are going to be making a masculine tri-fold accordion slimline card. So I haven't made any male-themed cards on any of my videos, and I thought this would be perfect to showcase this new suite called He's All That. So which includes this paper pack, and in the paper pack there's also these great elements that you can use either on your cards or you can use in scrapbooking, which I hope to get into soon again. I've kind of given that up because I've been making cards, so many of them. So I'd like to get back into doing that though. We're also going to be using He's All That, the stamp set. I'm going to use the Wishing You a Happy Father's Day. These are perfect for the men in your life, which, like I said, I don't do enough cards for the men in my life, but I hope to change that. Set of dies, All That dies, and you can purchase this as a bundle. You can purchase the whole suite, which includes the stamp set, the dies, the paper, and I believe something else. I'm just not sure what. I don't think it was ribbon. It might have been some decorative dots probably, or something like that. But yeah, so let's get started on the project. I am using Cajun Craze as my card base, and you're going to need a full 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper to do this. And like I said, we're doing a slimline card, and make sure you watch till the end because I'm going to show you the other slimline cards I've done with this, and I'll show you one how I started. So let me give you a little background on my slimline cards. So I had seen somebody posting a picture of them without directions or measurements or anything like that. So I'm like, oh, they look pretty easy to make. I'm pretty sure I can do that. And well, I did. You know, I practiced first on a piece of just copy paper just to make sure I got it right. Well, I thought I had it right. And I said, all right, well, let me do the actual card. I did, but it wasn't perfect. It didn't come out exactly like I wanted it to. And I'll show you that at the end to show you what I mean. So I kept trying, and then I finally got the measurements and the folding, all the scoring and all that. So like I said, wait till the end and you'll see those. All right, so for the scoring on the 8.5 by 11, so when you have you're going to put this in your, if you're using a trimmer, open the arm, put the cutting blade out of the way. That's the darker one up here, so we're going to keep that up on top. And my scoring blade is down on the bottom here. That's the lighter gray colored. So we'll lift up the arm here, and we're going to score at 1 1/4 inch. Hold that down. And then move it to the left at 2.5 inches. Bring this down. I don't think you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And then again at 5 inches. And lastly at 7.5 inches. Like so. Normally I would have done the scoring before, but I wanted you to see how I did this. So I'm going to set the paper trimmer aside for a minute. Won't need that yet. And then I'm just going to fold these. And as I'm folding them, I'm going to burnish them because, as I said, this is a little bulky. So you want to make sure those are nice and creased. We'll fold this back here. And this one this way. I know you can't see the score marks. I can barely see them. There it is. Back and forth a little bit. And then the last one here. Oh, I did not score that correctly. Somehow that's not even. What did I do here? All right, that's interesting. I guess the paper must have moved on me a little. Let's see if we can remedy that. That's odd. They look like they're straight, but this last one is not straight for some reason. I'm not quite sure what happened there. All right. All right, I think I got it now. The scoring is correct though, but like I said, I must have shifted the paper when it was in the trimmer, and that's why it did not come out straight. All right, we're not gonna. All right, so that's all the scoring there, and you've got your valley fold, your mountain fold, valley fold, and mountain fold. We'll set that aside. Now next, I'm going to be using this sheet with the cars. Now you can see the cars are all going horizontal. So I want to make sure when I put it in the trimmer that I'm not cutting down, you know, the wrong way. So we're going to cut this down to 8 1/4 inches. Just to make it easier on me. And then I'll save the rest of it, the 3 3/4 inch piece, for something else. So, and then we're going to slice off 1 inch here because the designer series paper is I want it to be 8 1/4 by 11 inches. So, all right, so now that we have that, like I said, I want my pieces going across here. So I want to make sure the direction is correct. So I'm going to need 2 pieces at 1 inch. Two pieces at 2 1/4 inch, and you want to try to keep them in the order that you're cutting them. So what I like to do is just flip them upside down. So 2 pieces at 2 1/4 inches. Just so they look, you know, like they match. But what I'm going to do is, and really so it doesn't matter, is I'm going to be using this side and the back side. I'm going to alternate them. And then lastly, you need another piece, which is 1 inch. All right, let's set that aside. Close this up for now. All right, let's start putting these on our card. I got my silicone mat. Some liquid glue. And so what I was saying is I'm going to put it on the car side, then alternate it with the other side, and then like this, and then this way, and then lastly we're going to put this piece here. All right, so let's keep those in order so I don't mess it up, which I've been known to do. And you can use any type of adhesive, whatever your favorite adhesive is. I, like I've said before in many of my videos, like to use this one, the liquid glue, because it gives me a little time to place it and make sure that it's even. And you want to make sure that you get equal spacing as best you can all around. And this will leave a little border of about 1/8 of an inch all around. I hope I don't run out of glue. It feels very light. I didn't bring an extra one in here. I may have to pause it. I wish these silicone mats were bigger. You know, it's nice the 6x6, but sometimes you need a bigger one when you're doing projects like this, I think. Again, I'm looking for equal spacing all around before I press down. And then when I'm happy, press it down. We're finally getting some nice weather today. It's a beautiful day here in Goshen, New York. It's sunny. The sky is quite cloudless, so it's really nice. I was able to be outside earlier with my dogs, just playing with them, and they were just enjoying themselves. They were laying in the grass and just rolling around and just having a grand old time, being nice and relaxed. I think most of the week is supposed to be like this, so hopefully we won't get too much in the way of rain this week. Although I think Thursday they were saying, I'm taping this on Monday, so Thursday they were saying that we might get some rain. And this is going to go here on the end because I'm going to put a piece of white here. Actually, Very Vanilla is the one that I'm using. And that will be where you can write the sentiment, your little message, not a sentiment. So let me close this up. I do need to cut a piece because I did not cut a piece. So this is going to be 2 1/4 inches by 8 1/4 inches for the Very Vanilla. I'll just cut this right down here, 2 1/4 inches. And if you want to make it a little bigger so it bumps up against here, you can also do that. It would probably be like 2 3/8 inches. But I want to leave a little border all around that. Cut this off. So this is 8 1/4 inches. The long way. There isn't much stamping in this, actually just on the front is all I did. Of course you can add a message inside, which I don't know. I may not do that. I may, since this is going to be a Father's Day card, I may just leave it and write a little message on my own. So what you want to do when you're putting this together is you want to make sure that all the pieces are lined up top and bottom here. You know, this centerpiece doesn't matter too much, but you do want to make sure this is flush and even. So that's the card pretty much. And let's fold it down a little more. We'll burnish it. Just because we added those extra pieces. Inside here. And then once I'm done with this, we'll start creating the belly band. So in order to keep this closed, what I did is I made a belly band to go around the center here. Alternately, if you want to write a bigger message, you can also put that back here. If you want, you can put just designer series paper here and then just put you know, you can just write on the back here. All right, let's create that belly band. For the belly band, I'm going to use this piece here, which it's just a scrap piece, and I'm going to cut it down to, this is going to be 1 inch by 7 3/4 inches. Let's bring the paper cutter back. I could leave it this long, but I think it's just too long. Let me make sure 7 3/4. I'm thinking it might be 8 inches is what I need. And sometimes what I like to do to measure it is I'll just fold it around here, you know, and I want to give a little space because you're going to be sliding it up and down. So we'll go right about there. I don't know what that is. All right, let's measure that now. Yep, I guess it was 7 3/4. So 1 inch by 7 3/4 is the size you want that piece. And then I also want to get a piece of designer series paper. Now this would be perfect here if I cut it down to 1 inch, but then the cars are going, you know, sideways, and you know, we don't want to do that. So we're going to cut one from the other piece, and this is 1/2 inch by 7 3/4. When I'm cutting these smaller pieces like this, I like to start my cutter in the center just so it doesn't move it top to bottom. And then we'll cut this down to 7 3/4 inches. So that's it. All right, we're done with the cutter for good. Let's adhere this to this. Now, actually what I did is I actually put the glue down on here and then put this on. It made it easier for me to do it that way. But if you're using a tape runner, you can certainly add it to the strip there. But I have an idea of where this is going to go, and you can do it this way as well. Oh, I guess I made it a little too short. How'd that happen? All right, I'm not going to worry about it though, because this will probably be covered up anyway. So just make sure that both pieces are 7 3/4. I'm going to wipe that on here, the excess glue. I'm not worried about the glue getting on here because when it dries, you can just rub it off. All right, so let's wrap this around here. Like I said, you won't see that, so we're going to cover that up with that, like so. All right, so we're almost done with the belly band. I'm going to bring my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out. Set this aside. And I'm going to cut a piece. Let's see, where are all my dies? What did I do? Oh, I think they're in here. Yes, I do have them here. No, what did I do with my stamps yet? I was just here. You know, it's not like my table's that big. Oh, there it is. All right. So I was looking for this die we're going to use on the front here. So now don't try this. I probably shouldn't do this, but to save time, I'm doing it. I'm putting two pieces together here just so that I cut them both out at the same time. It is a little tight, so I probably shouldn't be doing it, but hey, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. That's how I did the other ones. All right, so we have our base plate, number 1, number 2, our cutting plate, and then the plate on top. Put this here. So, and I will have to run this through twice because like I said, I'm using the two pieces together. just to make sure it cuts it through. I think it will. There we go. All right. There you go. Cut both pieces. All right, we can put this aside. I no longer need that. Don't need this. All right, so what I want to do with this, I do need my trimmer, the bottom piece, because I want to layer it behind here, but if I layer it like that, you won't see it. So by doing it, cutting it in half, then you'll get like, you know, a piece on either end. I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to just line this up in half and cut this right down the middle, or pretty much. Probably not totally accurate, but close enough. I got my silicone mat again. And how I like to do it is I'll measure these back pieces here, look at it from the front. When I'm happy with it, you can do this one of two ways. I don't have Scotch tape in here, otherwise I could just Scotch tape these on the back. Nobody will see it anyway. But I'm just going to put a little mark with my pen so I know how to line that one up. Do the same with the other piece. Just so you have a little border of the early espresso behind the very vanilla. Again, a little mark here. All right. Then I'll add some liquid glue. Line that up on the line there. Same thing with this one. And you just have a little border on the edges. What I should have done first, and I did not do, I hope this is okay now, is I should have stamped my sentiment first on the white piece before adhering it, because now I'm going to have a little bit of a bump. So let's hold our breath and hope it works. Oh, it did. Okay, it's a little off, but it's okay. My husband, or whoever's getting this, brother, I don't remember who's getting this one, or my brother-in-law might be getting this one. Yeah, I think it's my brother-in-law, because he rides motorcycles. So, and there's some motorcycles in this one. I may just put something up there, a little embellishment after, just to hide that up, give it a little something. Now I already cut from the Nature's Harvest dies. I cut this piece here, which kind of looks like wheatgrass. Or wheat, not wheatgrass, because wheatgrass I think is just straight. And I already went ahead and cut that out of the Sahara Sand cardstock. I had a piece of scrap paper for that as well. All right, so I'm going to adhere this down now. Make sure I do it on the right side. Make sure that we have enough space here. It's going to slide up and down. You don't want to make it too tight because, like I said, then it won't slide up and down. So I think that's good right about there. And just put a little liquid glue here. And when you put the sentiment label over it, you won't see that seam. I'll just hold that down for a minute. And I'm going to put this behind here like so. And that's going to go like that. All right. I'm just going to put a little dab of liquid glue back here. Put that a little on an angle, squeeze those together. So, that aside, and then we're going to adhere this over top. And you just need the glue on this area here. I could add dimensionals, but because it's already bulky, I didn't want to add extra bulk. Just add that over top. So, and that's the belly band. And we're going to slide this over it. There you go. All completed. All right, let me bring out the other ones that I created. And I'll show you my test one. The other thing is, for these you can use the number, I think they're, what are they, business size envelopes? They're called either number 9 or number 10 business size envelopes. Stampin' Up does sell the Slimline envelopes, which are, they measure 3 7/8 by 8 7/8. I didn't purchase any. I didn't think I was going to be making Slimline cards, and then I did. So what I ended up doing is I created my own envelope, and I'll, you know, if you're interested, or I will be doing a video on these, just using copy paper. I put my measurements. I did 2 different kinds here. So, all right, let me bring back the other cards. So these are the other 2 cards that I made for Father's Day using that same paper, the He's All That paper. And then I made a couple of them for next year for Mother's Day. And this was retired paper that I used, so that's no longer available. But let me show you what I was talking about earlier. This was my test one, my first one, so it didn't come out correctly. And I didn't do as many folds on this, but I was still happy with the way it turned out. Not bad. And these dies were actually from the Wisteria die set that's also new in the catalog. And like I said earlier, if you're interested in a catalog, please get in touch with me. My information is below, and I'd love to send you one. And then this is the other card that I made. This was not an oops. So very happy with the way they turned out, though. So my first Slimline cards and my first masculine type cards. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give me a thumbs up And if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoy what I show you. If you'd like to sign up for my newsletter, I do send out a newsletter every 2 weeks, and you can sign up in the description below. And have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.